My rose of the day is Smash Ultimate released their last character that's gonna be dropped in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and it's your boy Sora, dude, from Kingdom Hearts. I'm so excited.
Locche and I were talking about it, and I'm like, I mean, I had outlandish. I'm not gonna lie, I had outlandish like desires for the last Smash character.
What were your outlandish guys?
Master Chief, which a lot of people wanted, and the other one was Doomslayer. But then my super outlandish one was I wanted Octane from Apex Legends to just be the absolute shocker of the fucking world. Just Octane just pops in out of nowhere.
Dude,
And
imagine.
he's like talking to Lifeline. He's like, "Hey Shay, I made it into the Smash games," like or some shit like that. He's just like,
That was the best Octane.
Well, well, well. If it isn't my
Beautiful Craig.
If it isn't the beautiful Craig. Hello, Craig.
And welcome extra friends, god damn it.
Yeah,
I'm Tix.
"Yup."
I'm Lumi.
And
And
we
we
are
have
your extra friends.
extra friends.
We have them, and you got
We have them, and it's you. You're our extra friends. We also have extra friends with us today. We have the boys back together. It's been a hot second since we've had all the boys.
Say hello.
Minus Thompson. We don't have him. Say hello. We've got Historo.
Hey mom, look, the boys are back in town. I'm
And
here.
We've got the Locche.
hello.
Hello. And then we have Maevaald. Maevaald's back.
Maevaald hasn't
Hello.
been here in a long time.
In
We
a long
haven't
time.
Been a
all
while.
together since it's been a while. Copy
It
strike.
has indeed.
Copyright strike. Since Hot Boy Summer was the last time we were all together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
You
my
believe
god.
that?
So long ago.
Yeah.
That's such a long time ago.
Take me back.
Dude.
Take
Seriously,
me
I think
home.
I,
Oh, sorry.
It's like
Just
2
do it
months
again.
ago, yeah?
I haven't been the same since Hot Boy Summer.
I
No,
have not
literally.
been the same either. My
Not been the
life
same
is
since Hot Boy Summer.
my life is flipped.
Hot
It's
Boy
been a
Summer was a
goodie.
cool time.
You're
But thanks for
forgetting the
coming back again, y'all. Go ahead, Mabel.
Yup.
You're forgetting the most important member that's been here every single time.
Craig!
Craig.
Fucking
you,
Craig.
Craig.
Goddamn
Absolutely
disrespectful
fuck you,
silent
Craig.
member of the freaking. Okay, we can't cuss too much at the beginning, guys. You will get demonetized, alright? Calm down.
We don't
Sorry,
have that
yeah.
much
Calm
going
down.
on to be
Calm down.
monetized.
I
Calm down.
think to be demonetized, it assumes that we are
Ah,
monetized.
you know what? You make a
It's
great point.
Historo.
Yes, indeed.
Hi, Historo. While we are doing our podcast today, we are also playing New World.
Playing
is a lot
Amazon's
of
new game, New World, totally, definitely sponsored. Get your free packages by using code extra friends in the chat for 3,000 extra gold whenever you make an account and play up to level 10. Sorry. All right, let me stop. I'm
I'm like,
getting
wait,
too
no.
far into the job.
And then
I got
use
way
our
too far
coupon
into the joke.
code Craig.
I'm like,
Way too
we're
far into the
not-
joke.
Like, we're not sponsored by New World.
Obligatory sponsorship joke.
Use
Oh,
our,
As we
use
have
our,
almost every
coupon code
podcast.
Craig to pay more money. It's 125% for you
Yep.
who use Craig.
Yep. We raise your taxes in the game instead of lowering them. Why? Because fuck you.
It
Okay,
makes
sorry.
it generally unplayable. Yeah, so
Yep.
don't join.
Yep.
Totally kidding.
Also, off the record, can I get a group invite? Thank you.
Absolutely.
On the record, keep it in.
Anyway, guys, it's spooky season.
It's spooky season.
Who's
Chapter
ready for
2.
spooky season? Chapter 2. Well, I'm just saying in general, like, you know, spooky season.
It is spooky season. We've already done a
I'm
lot of
very
spooky
excited.
I
Me too.
paid my mortgage. That was pretty spooky.
That was
Oh god.
terrifying.
Guys, I accidentally erased the M in boom and scared myself. I was writing and I had to. It just really spooked me. I didn't know how to react.
It's a scary time.
It was rough. But we're dealing with it. It's fine.
We're
Let's take
dealing
a
with
little
it.
check in across the board, can we? Shall we? Will we?
Shoy. Who's
Let's
starting?
do it. I'm starting this time. Yes, that's right. The guests go first. Totally.
Absolutely.
All right. As you can tell, I'm feeling pretty damn good right now. I'm feeling a pretty damn high energy. If we were to say a scale of 1 to 10, I'm feeling a good damn 9. A 9. Yes.
Ooh.
Hey,
That's right.
Energetic
We're
boy.
hype
I'll take a
as
9. That's
hell.
awesome.
I'm excited to be back. You know what I mean? Comfortability. We're saying about average, honestly. Nothing too special. Um, let's see. And then roses and thorns. Don't think I forgot those. Number one, rose. I think my rose that I'm back on the fucking podcast. I'm back. I'm having a good time. It's been a while since because I've just been working. I've been busy as shit. Finally getting some time off through some fun and interesting circumstances. So, it feels good.
Interesting circumstances is the best way to describe that.
Oh, absolutely. Interesting circumstances that will leave up to listener interpretation for sure. As for thorns, the things that are being left up to the listener interpretation are my thorns. So honestly, I'd say I don't have one. I don't actually
Okay,
have any thorns. Yeah, real
that's
talk.
Hey.
awesome.
Yep. So
Let's move over to our next guest then. Thanks for sharing, Historo. Maevaald, take
absolutely.
it away.
Okay. So, as for energy level, kind of low medium. Comfortability, about medium as well. And for a rose, I would say that one of the things that's been stressing me out for a while and hasn't been letting me like take part in a lot of things has mostly a, a solution to that has appeared. So,
Let's fucking go.
Let's
Cool.
go. I love it.
That is what we like to hear.
Oh, am I next? Why is
I
everyone
think
looking
you're
at me?
guys, stop looking at guys. I'm nervous.
okay.
Go on.
Okay, so energy. I am at a really like ultimate high of
Oh my
energy.
god.
It's terrible. My ADHD is running rampant, but because of that, I'm also extremely tired. So comfortability low.
Hmm.
High energy, low
uh,
comfortability. I'll take it. Okay.
yeah, but it's just a norm. I think Tex knows it too. Um, Rose, Rose is being here today. It's nice having all the boys back.
It
Oh.
is.
Um, I also have another Rose, but I'll leave that one Tex.
Is it a shared
Thorn.
rose? We have
It's
a
a
shared
shared
rose.
rose. Yep.
Ah, okay.
Thorn, I have a test tomorrow. I've been studying for this shit for the past 2 fucking weeks, and I still don't know shit. So GG, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Yup.
Alrighty.
That's awesome. Lumi, you want to take it off?
Sure.
Wait, put it back on, please.
Take
Lumi,
it.
stop taking
Take
it off, please.
it off.
Oh my god. Put it on.
Put him on.
Take it away, I
Okay.
meant.
Pick it up.
Um,
Put it
I'll take
down.
it away. Put him on. Take it away.
Take me
I
home. I'm sorry, I did it again.
high energy, high comfortability.
That's good.
My heart
like
just
the
started beating really
vibes.
fast.
I
Yeah,
like
I
the
am
vibes.
very happy. My heart is
We
like
do be
racing right
happy
now.
in
So
here.
high
We
energy.
do be
Oh,
happy.
I know why. Because I had a coffee and I had Monster earlier. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
probably why my
What?
heart is beating so fast.
Why am I so anxious?
That does sound
That's
like
funny.
I'm just very excited. Well, I'm just very happy too. So I guess Rose, excited for this one. I started a very, very exciting relationship. So
Yay,
banger.
congratulations.
yeah, it's official and I'm so happy. Uh Along with that though, I don't get any sleep and I don't get any more shit done anymore. And life's kind of crazy and I'm trying to like make it all work. So that's been stressful, but other than that I've been extremely happy. I just feel good, you know? So
That's
That's a good
good.
feeling to
that's me
feel.
right now. Yeah.
Feeling good.
Do you got any thorns? It's okay if you don't.
That was my thorn, was that I just
Oh, just a sleepy.
things are
Oh,
hard.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because being tired and sleepy is definitely a rose. Yeah.
I mean, you
I
never
joke. I
know.
kid.
Some
I
people
kid. I
like
Hi,
to
kid.
man.
sleep.
That is
Fuck,
true.
dude.
True.
I can sleep 20 hours, wake up and go to fucking nap after an hour.
I am so jealous of you. Let me tell you something. Actually, it's a little off topic, but like
Do it.
when I
Go for
go
it.
when I go home from my security job, I get home around like 4:30 at night or something, or 4:30 in the morning, I should say. And I have to like shower and stuff because I'm like fucking disgusting. I get to bed probably about like 5:30. 5 if I'm quick and 5:30 if I'm like really just booking it, and get to sleep. And I wake up at 10 a.m. every single fucking day, no matter what time I go to bed. There was one time I
That's rough.
didn't get to sleep until like 7. Woke up at 10. I'm like, what the hell, body? Sucks because my brain is still wired to like try to get up as early as possible.
Get up at
And it's
10.
a consequence of like
Yeah.
college work and
Also, do you
morning
happen to have
classes.
blackout curtains? Because those help a fucking.
I do not. I need to get some. Everybody said those help like a ton
do.
because you kind of like tricks your brain,
It
but
helps a
It
ton.
is very nice.
I'll have
Yeah.
to get some of those at some
God,
point. To be honest,
I woke up so late today that I ended up going to class like 15 minutes late. And might I just tell you, my class starts at 2. I woke up
Oh.
at like 1:30.
Oh my!
Oh, I went to bed at like
Jeepers.
5. So
Wow.
this is what I mean by like I don't
There
get
it
any
is.
sleep anymore. But that's okay. It's fine.
It's like straight up morning my
Sorry,
time.
Mom.
See, I'm gonna be like Team Historo here. I haven't slept in past 9 since I was in high school. Like I have not ever been able to wake up. I always wake up at 5:30 or 4:30, and I go Mimi's at
Mhm.
10.
Oh,
Uh, at text time,
and
but I've
Meg's
never
still
been
young
able
at
to. I
10.
usually and yeah, see, your girl is Mimi's. I
Okay.
can't do it. Um, but I mean, sleep is cool. I don't have an issue getting to sleep. It's just I don't sleep enough, but I also don't like I don't rest. I don't sleep in. Locche will sleep in until 12, and I've been at work since like 6. I'll be like, oh hey, you're here.
Yeah.
That's nice. Blackout curtains do help, but not for people like us who are like wired to wake up at
Oh
a
yeah.
certain time. So a little different. Not bad though. Can I do my
Do your
little
little
No.
check-in?
check in. Do your little thing.
I got a cool rose that I'm very excited about. I'm sure the whole internet's excited about it too. So I'll check in. I'm also high energy. Hearing everybody being high energy makes me high energy. So I'm just excited to be here with you guys. It has been a while since you've been on, which like I don't know. I'm so grateful and honored that you want to be a part of this at all, let alone all together. So fun. I'm also really comfortable. I had a really stressful, high anxious day, and then it ended up being okay. Bars, which is really nice. My rose of the day is Smash
Oh.
Ultimate released their last character that's gonna be dropped in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, and it's your
Oh my
boy
gosh.
Sora,
Yep.
dude, from Kingdom Hearts. I'm so excited.
It's so funny. Locche and I were actually talking about this the last time we were playing New World. We were like, I was just saying because I didn't expect them to actually drop the Smash character this fast. So Locche and I were talking about it, and I'm like really hoping it was going to be like. I mean, I had outlandish. I'm not gonna lie, I had outlandish like desires for the last Smash character. I was really hoping it would be like,
Well,
well,
what were your
my thing
outlandish
was either going to
guys?
be like Master Chief, which a lot of people wanted, which is a more
Okay.
understandable one. And then the other one was Doomslayer, which has always been a rumored thing.
Honestly, I was gonna say that's been talked about in the community a lot.
Right. A lot of people have said Master Chief. A lot of people have said Doomslayer. But then my super outlandish one was I wanted Octane from Apex Legends to just be the absolute shocker of the fucking world. Just Octane just pops in out of nowhere.
Dude,
And
imagine.
he's like talking to
Fucking
Lifeline. He's like,
imagine.
"Hey Shay, I made it into the Smash games," like or some shit like that. He's like, and she's hitting him with the
That
like the
was
whole
the
like
best
she's just like,
Octane.
Silva, what have you got yourself into this time? Or some bullshit like that. Like I just imagine it. I just really wanted some outlandish, just out of nowhere shit. I know there was also people who were just like,
Uh,
I don't know why, but like there were people who actually thought like the default skin from Fortnite was gonna make it into like some Fortnite character was gonna make it into the game, and I was just like,
Oh,
you gotta be
see,
smoking.
I would have
Yeah,
been
no,
outie. I will accept
for
Steve
sure,
from
for sure.
Minecraft. I'll accept Alex from Minecraft. That's like it's a stretch, but okay, I
I mean, it
understand.
is
It's
the
your
most popular
demographic.
game of
Go
all
for it.
time. I think that it's other than Tetris, and
Right.
they're not about to add a Tetris block into
I mean, you
Smash.
never
So
know, man.
I
They
mean,
might. You
I
never
mean, yeah, that
know.
is true. You make a good point. Um, but
You never
yeah, no,
know.
I think it was a little outlandish to say something like that, but like I was real. I mean, Sora was kind of what everybody was expecting. I wasn't expecting Sora simply because of the whole thing where like he's a Disney character, and my whole perspective was I was like, Disney would never reach an agreement
They'll never
with
merge
Nintendo.
Disney.
But the thing is, he's Final
That's where
Fantasy,
I was
so it's like
too.
That is true. That is true.
they dropped
Like,
Sephiroth and Cloud before him, and they weren't even in fucking any Nintendo game. So it's like
right. That's the weird part, right? But I think it had to
Right.
also be related
Like the
to
Fire
Disney.
Emblem
Like,
and stuff like
my
that.
thing is, I think they just had to reach an
Right.
agreement with Disney that, like, of course, like Mickey Mouse is not going to be in the game. I heard like no actual like Disney like core IP characters are going to be in the in Smash in any way. I've heard like like I guess isn't like Goofy's also in Kingdom Hearts, and he will not be in Smash at all.
Yeah,
Right.
Goofy,
Yeah,
Donald,
they won't have
Mickey,
any like
Minnie, like they're
presence. Yeah, they
all
won't have any
bookmarked.
presence in Smash. So I guess it's kind of like a weird like uh combination. I will say this, the trailer they had for it was hype as shit. I was like, I mean, it didn't
It
make
was
any
so
sense, but it
hype.
was like
I
really
saw
sick. I was really cool.
it.
Really cool.
I like so like I saw it like Locche told me on the phone as I was driving home from my internship, and I was like, "There's no fucking way." And we sat down to watch it together while we were eating Taco Bell. Thanks to Taco Bell for sponsoring us. I like your bean burritos. We sat down and watched it together, and I was just so like because they of course they used the orchestra version of
Mhm.
Simple and Clean, which made me want to cry. I was just like, oh my god. And a reference for viewers and everybody here as well. Kingdom Hearts is a new thing for me. Like I didn't play Kingdom Hearts as a child. Loche introduced it to me last year and we played through all the games. We're replaying them right now on the hardest difficulties. Like like it's a newer thing and I'm still very moved.
Yeah,
Um
that shit's sick.
in celebration we played the regular simple and clean in Discord earlier. And I was like I remember the very first day Loach was like you got to play this game and I'm like I know of it. I know Kingdom Hearts. I know it's partially Disney, whatever. And we watched the simple and clean intro where he's like flying through the
Mhm.
sky and then falling into the ocean. And I was just like, this is the weebiest shit. I'm like, I know Loche's a weeb,
Yeah.
but this is next level dork. And then since then I've cried through every single game, every iteration.
Nice.
Every time I hear the song, I cry.
Like,
So
spoiler alert, in the
that's
third
my
game, one of the main characters returns, and I just turn around, and Tex is, like, literally bawling her
my
fucking eyes
god.
out, like,
Falling. Me and Shion are like this. Like me and Shion are like and nobody fucking played 358 over 2. Nobody did. I did. And I love her. And I was just crying my eyes out. We even bought the fucking what was it? I wanted to say expansion pack like it's 2008. We bought the we bought the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3 too and we beat like Xehanort again and shit like that. And that shit, like again, crying through the whole thing. So that's my rose for today was the fact that's still would I play Smash Ultimate? Maybe. But I'm just happy that Sora's getting the recognition
For
he
sure.
deserves,
For
god damn
sure.
it. Oh, so fun. So fun.
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at. And honestly, I don't think I have any thorns. I think that like outweighed all my thorns. My thorns don't matter because Sora's in Smash. So here we are. I love it. It was a good time. I've really missed you guys
True.
though.
I
Like
missed you
since
guys
Hot
too.
Boy Summer, I've really missed you guys. Maevaald, what have you been up to? We haven't chatted with you in quite a while. Tell us what's going on in your life.
Really nothing. Just a bunch of stress stuff.
Okay, no problem. You don't have to share. I just wanted to say hello.
I love you,
you
motherfucker.
winning, though?
Um,
Are you winning?
I love you.
Are you winning, son?
Are you winning, son?
No.
He's not winning, son.
In true spooky time theme, I thought it'd be fun if we like rehashed. I was watching a couple TikTok videos about some old creepypastas and like, you know, people sharing spooky videos because it's Halloween. And I was like, oh man, I remember being absolutely obsessed with creepypastas. Did you guys ever have a
Oh, of
creepypasta
course I did.
phase?
Fuck yeah.
Or were you just a fucking loser?
Absolutely did. Absolutely.
Matter of fact, I'm still going through it right
I mean,
now, like
I mean, I'm actually going through. I mean, I guess I don't know. I wouldn't really actually call SCPs creepypastas, but SCPs are definitely kind of like my shit right now. Like, okay,
What's an
so
SCP?
SCP is a massive set of like it's basically its own universe, um, where there's this big foundation called the SCP Foundation, and they are tasked with the um secure. SCP stands for the securing the secure, contain, protect. So they're charged with or tasked with securing, containing, and protecting supernatural entities that exist in our universe,
and you
and
know
they
what they say,
classify them.
"You
Oh
down with
yeah.
SCP? Yeah, you know me."
Oh my god.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
had
you know
to.
No,
me.
you're good.
Anyways, go on.
So right. So
DMX.
SCP. the foundation. So it's essentially a website that has lots of different stories with all these different code names for different what they call SCPs. So as you, there's
Oh,
probably a
Yes.
okay.
few you
Oh,
might actually
okay, I
know.
do
So the
know.
most famous one is SCP-173, which is this ceramic statue that once you look at it, you cannot look away because if you look away, it like moves towards you and has the ability to snap your neck if it gets close enough. Um, it's this really scary fucking image of this disgusting, like nasty ass looking ceramic pot looking creature almost. But there are so many of these things that you can. Maevaald and I have discussed them too. Do you remember the Scarlet King story, Maevaald? I think you and I had this long ass discussion about it a few months ago.
I think so.
Yeah. Um there's like a lot of different like core storylines that you as the reader are free to align yourself with whatever like origin stories you want to like kind of
Wow.
abide by. So it has like a multiversal sort of aspect to it that you're allowed to basically just follow whatever story you want,
Kind of like
whatever
Cthulhu.
origin story you want. Yeah, it's well actually as a matter of fact, as you say that,
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu and a lot of Lovecraftian and eldritch horrors are very much like the inspirations for a lot of SCPs. Um, when I was
That is
discussing
so
the
cool.
whole thing with the Scarlet King, it has a lot of roots and it's like in like eldritch abomination style. Well, some of the stories have like eldritch abomination style stories and stuff, but they're all written by just people, and they have like specific like ways that you write the stories and stuff. There's a lot of like quote unquote redacted information stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily call them creepypasta. I think SCP like the 173 guy I reference is kind of like the for some people it's considered like a creepy pasta because it got really popular around the time like Slenderman got popular in like 2000 like 12 and stuff.
Has it been that long since
Oh,
they've
it has
been
been
things? I
forever
thought that they
ago.
were
Oh, what,
recent.
Slenderman or just
Maybe they're like
SCPs?
they're not
Oh
Slenderman,
no.
SCPs, because I thought because I've been seeing them on TikTok and I thought that maybe they're
SC
bringing them
SCP is
back
just good
into
content to
relevance.
fucking make TikToks back because you just like write like just speak about the crazy ass stories and shit. No, SCP's been around for a very long time. The first like SCP game came out in, I think like 2013 or something.
Is that the no collecting one? It wasn't Slenderman, but it was like what the Slenderman games. Fuck.
Right. So you remember the what's it called? Slenderman, like the 8 pages came out in like 2011 or something like that. Um SCP
I
173,
thought, oh my
yeah.
god, I'm
SCP
fucking
one
old.
Containment Breach came out in like 2000. Yeah, it came out in 2012. That was like the first one. And it had like this blinking mechanic because you couldn't like blink or else you'd like get closer and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like you had to like focus and time your like blinking properly and stuff. Yeah, it came out around the same time that the 8 pages came out. Which I was obsessed with back in the day. I was obsessed with when it came to creepypastas. Like I had my little obsession when I was like 12 years old.
You've unlocked like a ton
Oh
of memories I forgot I
yeah,
had, you know,
Oh
like
yeah, oh yeah.
I was obsessed with Slenderman.
I mean, to be fair, like even when I'm working at nights in security, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, what if I just turn around and he's just fucking standing there with them goddamn faceless fucking white fucking face, Slenderman. It still freaks me out.
Oh
Still
god.
does.
I
But
have
hey,
a
that's the point.
Slenderman
That's why we're
miniature.
here.
Let me
Oh,
show.
really? Oh my god. Fuck that.
Oh, you do show and tell,
Fuck
Loche.
that.
Oh, while he's getting it ready for you guys, there was a channel on YouTube that was called like Bumble something.
Hmm.
I forget, but it was like a series of found footage essentially of these two people who were being
Oh,
terrorized by
yes.
Slenderman, and they
I
built like
do
a
remember that.
whole lore.
There was
What
also
were they
I
called?
remember
Who were
that. Well,
they?
there was Marble Hornets as well. Is that what you're talking
Marble
about?
Hornets. That's what I was referring
Marble
to.
Hornets
Marble
freaked me
Hornets.
the
Yeah.
fuck out as a
Yeah.
kid. Oh my god.
Loche built
Holy
that by
shit, that
hand.
is cool. That is sick.
We'll put a picture of it. I'll put a picture of it in the podcast for you guys to
Wow,
see.
that's incredible.
Loche plays a game. Can I shout out
Sure.
Do it.
Kingdom Death? Loche plays a game called Kingdom Death. It's a tabletop game, and you build all the miniatures and you paint them. And I got him paints for, was it
Yeah.
Valentine's Day? And he got the Slenderman, which was like a DLC DLC for a tabletop
Nice.
game.
Basically,
It's essentially DLC. It's like it's a expansion to the universe kind of thing. And it came to Slenderman, and he's so tiny though. I don't know how you see the little intricate details, Loche. Like you have an eye for that shit. I think I need one more chest. No, I'm done here. Okay. Sorry, back to the action. Marble Hornets is who I was referring to. So Marble Hornets is like a found footage YouTube channel where it was a couple guys and like a girlfriend, I guess, and they were being terrorized by what we thought was Slender Man, but I think it came out to be something
Well, he had a bunch
different.
of like
But it took the
right.
form of
Had a bunch of like proxy. He had
yeah,
a bunch of like additional YouTube channels you could watch too of like the like his quote unquote enemies. Um, which
yeah.
ended up there was a game about Slender Man, like called like about the Marble Hornets like lore called The Arrival, which is a much
Yeah.
more like modern day popular game.
I didn't realize the arrival
Well, I
was
don't
about
know if it's
Marble
best. It,
Hornets.
it builds on the lore because
Not
there
about,
was
but
very specific
yeah.
characters that were in Marble Hornets that they called them like proxies, I think is what they were called, and they ended up being
Mm.
in the Arrival as like extra shit to chase you around and stuff. I haven't played the Arrival. I just know about it,
New
and I know
arrival.
about um stuff like that stuff. So I thought it was really cool.
That's
Um, so
That's
that was like part of it
insane.
because I very specifically remember like like seeing those characters in like the Arrival thumbnails and shit. And I was like, oh shit, no way, they really did that. Yeah,
That is so cool.
definitely sick.
Going back to like your S it was
Mm-hmm.
SCP yeah, okay. There was one I saw on TikTok recently where it was like a bunch of I guess scientists had captured a
Yep.
biblical
Mm-hmm.
angel. Like it was a it's just like a basically a ring of wings and with
Mm-hmm.
eyes in the middle. And if you were to go inside the room, the wings were so sharp that it would cut you without leaving any
Yeah.
marks. You
Mm-hmm.
would just bleed out. And the way they described it was like the biblical angels you see, like that are descripted. So it's like there's a bunch of wings, a bunch of eyes. Sometimes they're not
Mm-hmm.
even forms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
biblically realistic ones. Yeah.
yeah, they're like the really realistic ones. So they're just it's literally just a bundle of fibers and wings and eyes. And I think that they're not that's not really what they look like, but because we're human and we don't understand what they look like, that's the best way
Yeah.
that we can describe them. Kind of like how Stephen King
Mm-hmm.
describes it. Like it looks like a crab spider, but we don't have the words to describe what
Right.
he actually is, which I think is such a fun thing to play with because then it's up to the interpretation of the reader.
Makes for great fan art too.
Oh my god. Makes for great fan art. People are so creative in that community, especially when it comes to like
Oh,
spooky
absolutely. There's one of
stories.
them that you can't say the SCP's like actual code name out loud. You can only there and the way that they actually write it out for the forum is since you can't type it out or write you can't write it, you can't type it, you can't say its name, is they actually use like dots to describe its name and stuff like that. And then on top of that, the entire SCP like rather than it being typed out, it's all in like diagrams. And it just does rather than describing what it does in words, they have to like make like an infographic about it, which is really really creative.
that's so creative. That's dope.
Yeah, because if
That's
you say it, it
insane.
literally it appears from out of nowhere because they can't contain it, and it wraps you in these black tentacles and takes you away, and you will never be seen again. It's just like whoa. So you can't say its name. You can't even read a fucking like. I guess the way it
How do
is
you
like you
even
can't even like read a
document it,
picture
dude?
like you can't say it out loud or whatever like
It's
and
like
it's
Lord,
all
who
since
he
they
should not
can't
be spoken. Names
right
should not be spoken.
and it's like since they can't describe that directly to you because if you like even like so much as like even get a hint of like saying his name or like writing his name out then he takes you and you're just gone so they had to like make like a fucking poster about it basically it was really sick they're so creative out there that's definitely
That's
like if we could
crazy.
consider that like creepy pastas I would say that those are like some of my like modern day favorites you know um but in regards to some classics, I don't know about you guys, but like I used to read so many like classic ones. Do you guys remember Ben Drowned?
I would, dude. I made bets with Lumi and Locche that you were gonna bring up either Ben Drowned or the Russian sleep experiment
Oh god,
sometime in
yeah,
this
sleep
podcast.
experiments fucking overrated in my opinion. I think that one was
It a little bit because it's a little like because at the very end they make it like super dramatic and he like looks at the
it's
scientist
like
and it's like God has
yeah,
seen us and he's
okay.
abandoned us and it's like all
Okay.
right, okay,
Nah, but Ben
got it.
Drowned was very very
Um,
interesting to me. I really thought like video game creepypastas always freaked me out the most.
oh, absolutely. Have you guys are you guys familiar, Maevaald, Locche, Lumi of Ben Drowned?
I am not.
Ooh.
Yes. That's the
Yes.
Ooh, I'm gonna make myself sound really dumb. Is that the Legend of Zelda one?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna let Tex explain this one. I
It's
already
Majora,
explained
not
SCP.
I don't know.
Tex got to explain this one.
Okay, because Maevaald doesn't know. Locche knows of it, but have you like read the actual like story and like seen the
Terrifying,
YouTube
dude.
videos and
I don't
stuff?
want to talk
It's
about it.
fucking freaky.
I like don't like talking about it because it still gives me shivers in the video, even though like it's obviously like it's these stories. Disclaimer: all these stories are for fun.
Is it a lot like Hell Valley Sky Trees?
Oh,
So, thanks,
wait,
Benjamin, for
wait, Lumi,
sponsoring this
talk about
video.
Hell Valley Sky Trees. Oh, thank you so much,
Oh
Ben.
God, please.
Poor kid. Thanks for
Oh
sponsoring the
God.
podcast. Ooh, that like gave me like shivers though, because like our house is haunted. I don't want
Hey.
like Paquito's gonna hear this
We
and
love
then
you,
want to fuck
Paquito.
it, like
Paquito
fuck with
knows that we
us.
love them.
Paquito's good. Well, I'll take a quick little break and explain who Paquito is. Paquito is the ghost in our house.
It's a good ghost.
Me and Locche bought. He's a good ghost. He's a sweet guy. But me and Locche bought this house in January. It's from '72, so like it's not like ooh, house from the 1800s. It's like an older house, but it's not like an old house. But got here,
Wait,
place is
hold
a
on,
mess,
time
whatever.
out, pause. Are we having a ghost stories episode, or are we gonna talk about Paquito right now?
You might want to
I
save
should
Paquito.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
gonna save Paquito because I
Hashtag
have
save
ghost stories
Paquito.
involving Paquito. Hashtag save Paquito. Can we name this podcast?
Guys, the Paquito fandom is dying. Repost if you're a true Paquitoer.
Guys, we stand Paquito.
Repost if you do keto. If you're a true Paquito main
Alrighty,
user.
okay,
I'm sorry.
So we can save Paquito.
Paquito
Because
main.
some of my only ghost stories are because of Paquito. So
Okay, so let's save
Cut it
Paquito
out.
as
he's
our
the
ghost story night,
ghost that
'cause
haunts
we have
you
a
guys.
couple. Yeah, he's like, well, I mean, haunt is a overstatement. He's like a
"Ooh,
ghost.
touch your
Like he's not scary.
He just does a little bit of trolling, guys.
Ooh, where's your inhaler? Who's gonna know?
That's actually terrifying.
Essentially. Honestly, kind of spooky.
Paquito
Like,
watches
you
over.
ever pay to breathe? Yeah, he's like a guide. Anyway, yeah, we'll say Paquito for ghost stories. So that means you guys gotta tune in.
Tune in next
Thanks,
time.
Paquito, for sponsoring our podcast. Yeah, tune into our next podcast where we talk about only Paquito for 2 hours. Maybe we'll summon him. Who knows? Just kidding. No, that's an awful idea. Anyway, so we paused from a pause back to the pause. Actually, let's unpause both of the pauses.
Okay.
Ben Drowned is a creepypasta made from like I think it was like 2009.
Roughly.
Majora's Mask is a Legend of Zelda game, one of the 3D Zeldas that came out in 2002, I
really?
believe.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's as old as you,
Does-
Lumi. So Majora's Mask came out for the N64. Supposedly a guy, just a random, like, surveyor of 4chan, like fucking, a Reddit user, whatever, what came across Majora's Mask at a garage sale. And Majora's Mask, if you guys don't know, is still retail valued at $50. Like if I try to find any copy of Majora's Mask, I've had a broken one
It's
for
phenomenal, though.
$49.
Oh, hold on. I do know this. I remember this now.
You're kind of getting
You
it.
do remember it.
Well,
Okay.
explain
Yeah,
it
I
to
think-
viewers who don't
I'm
know.
gonna talk about
Because
it
it
I
is.
don't know.
You told
Because-
me about this, Historo.
I did because my favorite one of my favorite YouTubers, Nexpo, made this whole video on it. But go on because I love this story so much.
I love this story because it's like the one that feels the most plausible. So, from all the Zelda games, Majora's Mask is the
Mhm.
darkest. Like, it takes a really weird turn. It's the same mechanics as the
Mm,
Ocarina of Time, which
I
how do you
wouldn't say
follow
it's
up
the
Ocarina of
darkest.
Time?
I think it's very eerie in a way that I don't think it was intended to be, but it is. Because there's the one where it's like
You're right. Twilight Princess
Twilight
is a
Princess
little
is
more adult.
specifically like dark because it is. Majora's Mask is like fucking creepy. It's weird.
It's like a creepypasta without it being a story. Like if you play the game, you get eerie
It's
feeling.
weird.
So for anybody who hasn't played Majora's Mask, it's the same game mechanics as Ocarina of Time, which Nintendo didn't know how to follow up Ocarina because Ocarina was like one of the greatest games made of all time. So like how do we follow it up? And Majora's Mask had a shorter timeline to be created. It had 4 dungeons where the original games, the 3D Zeldas, had 8. Um, so like they're like they didn't know how to fucking make a game in like a year. following up Ocarina of Time, which is one of the most highly critically acclaimed games. Anyway, so this guy found it at a garage sale for like $10, something like really stupid. This guy finds it at a garage sale of an old man's house. He buys the game off of this old man, and the man gives it to him and says, "Bye, Ben." And he's like, maybe he said like, "Bye, then," because it's like, goodbye, like, see you later. Even though he's like still surveying, he's like, whatever, I'll take it home, play it. He opens up the game, and there's a save file named Ben. And he's like, oh, maybe Ben was like his grandson who played, and he saved the file, and the game wasn't, I don't think it was completed, or maybe they had like some masks but not all of them, I forget all the details. But essentially he decides to make his own account, or he tries to delete Ben, and Ben wouldn't be deleted, so he made a new file. In Majora's Mask you can make up to 3 different files. So what he did then was he was playing the game, and then shit was getting weird, right? Like the days weren't turning correctly. You have a limited amount of days to do a certain amount of tasks, and you have to reset if you don't do it. And the entire time, the impending doom of a giant moon, bars, hitting the earth is like over you. So it's already a spooky fucking game. But as you're playing, like shit's being reset. Link is catching on fire for no fucking reason, and you're watching him like explode. You're watching him cry out in tears and shit like that. It's not cool. And every time that he relogs out of the game and logs back in, this is a really shitty retelling, by the way. Every time he logs back in, the Ben save file kept changing its titles to like "You're Next" or "Ben Drowned" or whatever the fuck, right? So it's like a haunted save file of this game. So he's playing it more, and there's a song in the game called it's like the eulogy of something, I forget, but it's where you make statues of your masked self to stand on certain buttons and like move certain objects. Like you can use a statue to climb things and stuff. So you can turn into Zora Link, make a statue, turn into Goro Link, make a statue, or Goron, sorry, not Goro, not from Mortal Kombat.
Terrifying.
Or you can make like a Deku Link and make a statue. Anyway, he made a statue of Link himself, and it was like distorted, like the face
So
is all fucked up.
creepy.
And he actually recorded YouTube videos of this happening in real time because he's like, I don't know what to do. Like my game is messed up. So anyway, he sorry, I got distracted by New World. I'm trying to kill those things. I have
Oh,
3 more
okay,
things to
okay.
kill, Historo. Just 3, and then we're good to go. Cut it. So anyway, he's making the eulogy of emptiness, I
Mhm.
think is what it's called. So he makes a eulogy, he plays the eulogy of emptiness, which is like a song backwards, and it makes a statue of Link. And that statue of Link would like, there's an animation when you make statues where the game freezes, it appears, and you gotta like, but they don't move, they stand where they are, and they'll stay there until you remake a new statue. But for some reason the statue of Link wouldn't go away, and it would keep following him. So every couple steps the thing would reappear, and it would freeze the game. You'd stop, you'd look at the statue be built, and the statue had a
God,
messed up face.
it's so creepy. It's so
So fucking
weird.
creepy. And he films it and puts it on YouTube. He's like, guys, this isn't normal. You know what I mean? Like, I can't unsee this. He tries to delete both game files. He tries to get rid of the game or give it back to the old man. And when he goes to the old man's house, he's not there. Like, he I guess either moved out or nobody lived in the house for a while, so the neighbors. So he doesn't know where that copy of Majora's Mask comes from. He tried to give it away and it kept just reappearing. So which is so scary because the videos match up so well to his description of what's happening. It's eerie. I'll post a link to the videos in the description so you guys can see them. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's
True.
a really solid story. Ugh. That's like one of the
That
OG
was weird.
video game
As you
creepypastas
were
that
explaining that
inspired
last
like
part,
Oh god. Oh god.
oh, creepy.
what
When you started
happened?
talking, Lumi, your camera got fucked up.
Okay, I
Ah.
couldn't hear the last part of that story. You guys all froze.
What the hell? Oh, hell
Oh,
no.
no.
Well,
That's
that's all right.
awkward.
Because you know who
I'm
did get
just
it?
trying to
Ben?
find
Craig
my
did.
Skittles.
Craig got it.
Thanks, Craig.
Craig got
I wonder
it.
what that's gonna sound
Thanks,
like.
Craig. Fuck you, Craig.
Like back.
That's so strange.
Yeah, so here's my question. Maevaald, because I'm sure you've
Mhm.
delved into it. I'm sure you've had a fucking like creepypasta era. What would you say is like your favorite? I'm gonna ask everybody this, but I'm actually really curious.
I don't really remember that many, to be honest.
Oh man, was it that long ago, bro? You
Yeah.
telling me you didn't even touch like the fucking like creepypasta.com because there was some really really crazy. Did you ever watch Local 58, Maevaald? Or for
Mm-mm.
anybody for that matter? Local
I
58 is
haven't not.
another. Local 58 was one
No.
that I watched back as a kid as well. That it was an ongoing thing, so it actually has like more release videos. Like when I lost in, well, not really lost interest, but like they only uploaded so many videos. But Local 58 was a set of really random videos that was based around a news station called Local 58, like a local news station, and it would randomly interrupt. It would have like a normal like broadcasting section and everything, but it would randomly interrupt to really like random stuff that all seemed to have one central theme that was related to this like these aliens or like some sort of random uh like extraterrestrials were killing people like like affecting this news station in some way and affecting the city. And one of them that really didn't seem to match with the others was this video about a GPS going wrong. And so this guy, it's like this dash cam footage of this guy driving in his car, and you can hear the like Google Maps or whatever going off, and it's like he's on like a highway or something, and it's kind of like normal stuff. In 3.5 miles, turn left, whatever. And then out of nowhere, um, it cuts and he's in like this dirt road going to the middle of fucking nowhere, and that's where the navigation system is leading him or her or whoever. Um, and eventually, what ends up happening is he gets to a certain point, and the dash cam, like everything stops, and then there's this fucking monster that like jumps out at the camera, and then it cuts out again, and he's driving away from whatever was chasing him, but the navigation system, it's like in 500 feet, in 400 feet, in three, implying that the navigation system was actually following whatever was chasing him. And you could just hear the navigation system start talking closer and closer. And as the fucking shit's getting closer, shit cuts out, fucking car like crashes or explodes or some shit. And the entire like central theme around it, about this like Local 58 like news station, was that like the moon was fucking with people and you couldn't stare at the moon, you couldn't look at the moon. They even had like this quote unquote kids program where this little skeleton was in a graveyard and he's like having a good time, but then like he fell in a hole, and as soon as the moon passed over like the hole, he was fucking just dead instantly. Like he was just no longer existing, like completely disintegrated. And that was one of the weirder,
Oh
like,
my
creepy pastas that the
god.
moon, they had all these emergency broadcasts about the moon, don't go outside at night. And you guys know, like, emergency broadcast systems are fucking creepy, right? You know?
That was like one of my biggest
Yeah.
fears as a
You're just
child was the
you're
emergency
chilling and I
broadcast
don't know where you just
system.
hear, you know that shit? There's fucking loud ass ringing or like blaring sound. That shit just freaks you the fuck out. Well, that was what a lot of that content was. And it was just like a warning system that didn't really seem to make any sense, including like a warning system that literally had, I think what this was the scariest video I'd ever seen as a kid was um a warning system, emergency broadcast system that went wrong, and it was a essentially this message that was going down. It had all this like patriotic shit in the background, but America had basically been taken over by a different country, and I guess it was either like Nixon or Reagan had issued this broadcast, basically telling everybody to kill themselves because as America would rather
Oh
would
my
rather die
god.
than be ruled under another country. And then it was this whole message where it's like, lay face down in your fucking front yard and shoot yourself. But then it
Oh my
transfers back to
gosh.
normal, and it's like, oh, sorry, we accidentally just displayed this message. And it's like, well, how much damage did you think you just fucking did? If a message like that actually got out, how many of these psycho motherfuckers
Oh my
would
gosh.
actually end up shooting themselves? You know what I
Ugh.
mean? If something happened in war, it was one of the by far one of the craziest like things is just emergency broadcast systems, and that's what Local 58 had surrounded itself upon. Um, it was crazy shit. By far one of the other like really well made creepy pastas. They're like just in general one of those like creepy ass internet videos. Those were
You know that
crazy.
reminds me of this fucking movie that came out around the same time.
Hmm.
I want to say '08, '07, '08. Fuck man, it wasn't even a good fucking movie, but basically the premise was that a bunch of people were fucking killing themselves.
Hmm.
And like I remember Don't remember the movie. Don't remember the name. But there's this. It's
Was it
probably
The
The Happening.
Happening?
Um,
With
no, I don't
Nicolas
think it was Nicolas
Cage.
Cage. Where like people were like hanging
Oh,
themselves or like letting their heads get ran over by lawnmowers and shit.
Oh yeah.
It was The
it was
Happening,
The
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Happening.
Yeah.
And
It
then
was
like
The
it turns out it
Happening.
was fucking
Yeah.
plants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was because the bees were mutating because they were being overrun.
Oh yep.
So they were pollinating with the plants and making people kill themselves because they were linking. I forgot.
They're basically like
Man, I'm
inducing
probably
psychosis,
butchering all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
like mass
Yeah,
psychosis.
Crazy.
And so you have to like run
because
downhill of the wind or else the pollen will fucking get you. Talk about fucking
How
allergies. But
how insane.
talk about my medication that's $500 a month
That's
each. I take that shit for a
crazy stuff.
reason.
I love like that's like a psychological horror thing, I feel like.
and the thing is
I
that
love
it's
that
kind
shit.
of fucking believable, dude. Like
I mean,
Right. Well, because bees are the main, like they are the one thing connecting all of the ecosystem around the world, and they're endangered right now. So if the bees go, we're all fucked. Like they're the
Excuse
reason
you.
why we have
totally
plants
see
and
it
certain.
Don't
fighting
forget
back.
Go
about
ahead.
the plankton.
Oh, plankton and bees. Yeah, they're like key to saving the ecosystem. I'm sure I'm butchering everything.
Did you know
Mr.
that
Krabs isn't
but
happy right now.
the beetle species make up 25% of all living species on Earth?
Nice.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
beetles.
Your dad's a beetle. Your dad's a beetle. Your dad's a
I
beetle.
bet he's a beetle.
That's
Everyone's worried about people being lizards. I think they're all beetles. What a scary.
That's
Ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that at
yeah.
all.
Hey Lumi, what's your favorite creepy? Oh, sorry, sorry. I keep.
No, I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna ask.
Who's next?
Well, I had a couple of things in mind. I don't really. I feel like creepypasta was before my time a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Well, I mean, we kind of coasted off of it like a little bit when we got into middle school. We are like, ooh, everyone's creepypasta. I was never really into it. I was more into like the video game weird shit. Like I brought up the Hell Valley Skytrees. That was something that really creeped me the fuck out as a kid.
Okay. I'm actually not I'm
remember
not
it.
familiar with that actually. Hill Valley Skytrees? Maybe
Is it-
I
it's
heard of it.
Mario.
I really do.
Is
It's
it
a
Mario?
Mario thing. Yeah,
Oh,
it's Super
wait.
Mario Galaxy.
Wait. Yes, actually, because that was around the same time that like Sonic had their whole like Sonic fucking creepypastas were a
It's
thing
like
around that time too, right? Because you had
Yeah, the
Sonic.exe,
Sonic
you had the
CD game.
Sonic.exe or whatever, the Sonic CD, and then you had the Tails doll, which freaked me the fuck out as a kid.
oh
That shit,
god.
that shit.
Oh yeah,
I
no
never
Tails
fucked with
doll.
that Tails doll shit. I still hear
Same.
that fucking song that they had. It was like it was an actual like Sonic song. It was like "Can You Feel the Sunshine," and I can't fucking listen to that song
Yeah.
anymore because that shit just reminds me of that Tails doll shit. That used to freak me out as a kid. I was like fucking 8 or 9 years old. And that shit was like had me so fucking scared.
This bothers me because my thing is, and the reason why I was thinking about the sky tree is, why did they make this? What was the purpose of doing that?
Oh,
And
The
so,
Sky
and I think
Trees
the Hell
I think,
Valley.
overlook the
and this
valley.
is
You could see this in game.
right.
Like
But the thing is
Yeah,
like,
so
well, so I
explain it a
don't
little
really
bit,
know what the
Lumi.
story is. I just remember noticing it, and I couldn't tell that they were things. I noticed it before. It's in one of the levels of the Super Mario Galaxy game. I don't know if that's what it's called. Sue me. But my thing is these stories come up because they create these they animate or they make these little images that I'm like, what was the thought process behind this? And it's not really that creepy if you look at it, but just the thought of it, like just adding in secret little, if you notice it, it's there and it's spooky because it's always
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
elaborate on it because I don't
Can
know
I
what's happening.
illustrate? Yeah. Like I want to illustrate a little bit more about the Hell Valley Skytrees. So it's in Mario Galaxy 2 in it's like the hot freeze or hot
Yes.
cold something. It's a hot freeze galaxy. Or lava freeze, I forget. But there's a galaxy where you're in between two canyon walls and the entire galaxy is either ice or fire. So you're either jumping over lava or you're sliding around in ice. So the Hell Valley Skytrees are a dub from somebody who discovered them. Basically, if you were to look up into the left of the map, there are these ghostly figures. They're like they almost look like the little Japanese spirits that you see in like Princess Mononoke, but they're these strange alien looking things that have clear eyes, and they're watching from the top of the valley.
There's 3 of them.
So somebody there's 3 of them, and somebody
This is
dug into
good.
the code a little bit to see, like, because it's a part of the backdrop. It's a part because you don't ever get to the ravine ends. It's a part of like the background that you see when you're on a galaxy in Mario Galaxy. So they're just these figures that are staring at you. No matter how far you get into the level, they're in the same position and they're looking at
Uh-huh.
you. It's it's kind
Why
of
do they put
spooky.
these Easter eggs in there? Like, I just found this funny meme. It's just Nintendo games and the Easter eggs in them. They're horrifying. I don't understand.
They're
Also,
horrifying.
I
Oh
just
yeah,
sent a picture from the
absolutely. They're
actual game.
terrifying.
So if someone didn't tell you about them, you wouldn't know that they were there.
It's like that old meme, when you see it, you'll shit bricks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
exactly.
what? You know what though? This was
Exactly.
also around. I feel like the Hell Valley Skytrees thing was also around the same time that like Lavender Town became a very, very popular thing
Which
too.
which leads on to my
Well,
next,
'cause
Oh, is that
creepypasta.
Loche's?
oh, that's
Oh
Locche's.
shit!
Do it,
Do it.
Alright,
Locche!
so the one that I remember as, you guys may have been, like, 2 at the time, but I was a full-ass person.
Oh
Like
Jesus!
so back in the day, there was the stories of this one kid. This is how creepypasta used to present itself, right? So it was like, so my friend Tom or whatever, used to collect video games, specifically bootleg Pokemon games, just to play them and see what the fuckery they would put in the games, right? So one day he was going through like a garage sale, and instead of buying a game, someone actually fling their copy of a black cartridge onto the pavement or some shit like that, right? So he goes up to it, picks it up, and the only thing on it is the word Pokemon. So being the fucking motherfucker that he is, he goes home and puts it in his Game Boy, not a Game Boy Color, an actual fucking Game Boy.
This is before Pokemon
This
Black
is
was a
this
game,
is
just so
around
that
the time where Pokemon Silver and Gold were around. This is like not even Gold and Silver, like Sapphire, Ruby, Sapphire. So the whole premise of the story, he loads up this game, and instead of the typical intro battle where you have Gengar and everything, it's just the ghost from Lavender, right? Just a
Mm.
ghost, nothing else, right? So um title screen, instead of saying red and blue, it says Pokemon Black. So he's like, oh, what is this shit? So he starts a new game. As you do, his starter Pokemon was a ghost, and his only attack was Curse. So he would attack random people's Pokemon. After he would defeat the Pokemon, they would like produce like a faint cry, like a slow lo-fi pitch of their own cry, and then the screen would cut to black, or the screen would cut to black. They would cry out, and then when it'd come back, the Pokemon was gone. The trainer had one less ball in their inventory, and the trainer they were fighting, right? And at the end of the thing, you had the ability to fight the trainer.
the trainer themselves. Yeah. You're right. You're right. So they'd fight the trainer, and if you I don't mean to hijack your story, Loj, but if you fight the trainer, you leave a gravestone where they
Mm-hmm.
interacted with you.
Right. So you go across the whole game, you beat the Elite Four, and after the end of the game, you get this option to continue. So you start a new game, except Professor Oak like invites you to his house or bullshit, and then the ghost wants to challenge you. So said individual loses a fight with the ghost and is forever cursed, and a bunch of weird shit starts happening in his house until he throws a cartridge away at a garage sale and someone else picks it. So that's kind of the bit. I don't know, man. That shit fucking freaked me out
Oh
because
yeah.
it just, I don't know, nightmare fuel as a impressionable
It's
young adult.
spooky. It's like actually spooky.
Right. And there was like a conspiracy that the Lavender Town music was causing
Mm-hmm.
psychosis in children in Japan, so they had to change it. And like if you hear the
It's
actual
haunting.
Lavender Town song from
Oh, it
Japan,
is
it
creepy.
is haunting. I would get totally why they took it out, cuz it's pretty
It's like
spooky.
it just didn't
Um
repeat in my head now. I can't.
I had one more that I wanted to talk about that I think is interesting, but I also feel like it could be part of the conspiracy theories podcast, so I
Ooh.
might leave it out. But have you guys heard of like the liminal spaces of the back rooms?
Of
Of
course.
course.
I actually
Okay.
I
Is
love
Oh
this a
love
man.
conspiracy
those.
theory?
I don't.
It's kind of a conspiracy because people talk about it being like alternate universe
I
stuff.
wouldn't say that like liminal spaces are actually like they're like a literal thing though. Like
It's a
I
real
mean, that's an actual thing
they're an
people
actual
discuss on
aesthetic.
our
As a matter of fact, one of the best examples I actually took a liminal like a what could be classified as a liminal space image myself back in the day when I was working at a closing. I was working at a Kmart that was closing, and I remember taking this
Uh-uh.
picture
No.
when because as the way we were closing our Kmart back in the day was we essentially had to like close down very very slowly, so everything started to be closed down in sections, and we would close the store by like bringing everything that was left in the store, all the product that was left in the store, as it would start to disappear, we'd actually size down the store. And so we sized down the store to about like a quarter of the entire Kmart, and I took a picture of the emptiness of the store where like everything was just kind of like there's just nothing. But you guys know, like obviously imagine like a Walmart, but the Walmart was completely empty, right?
Uh-uh.
That's kind of what was going on. But it was like a Kmart, and so still had signs hanging. There was like one sign hanging in the entire like back room of that store. It was very very like back rooms ish in a way. Um, and it really did like actually like I showed it to my buddy Mitch, who I was showing him like what liminal spaces are and stuff, and he was like legitimately creeped out by them. He's like, "Why are you doing this to me? Stop." It's also one of those things where it's like liminal spaces make you
Is
feel
it
like
I
you've
think
been there before, but also like there's a lack of
yeah,
detail
or
that
that you've
makes it
judged
haunting.
of them.
Right.
So okay, so you know what? I might save it for the Ghost Stories podcast, but I have a liminal space story from when I was really little, and I almost went like, oh my god. Okay, we'll save it for real scary stories. It's a good lead into the next one.
Listen into the next one. We talk about this too.
Yeah.
The thing that freaks me out most about liminal spaces is the reaction that people have to literally just seeing a picture or a room. Why do we feel the weird guttural feelings that we do by looking at these things? Why is it so
Honestly,
off-putting? That's the shit that like
it's weird,
freaks
ain't
me
it?
out. I'm like, what? We have this weird, like, for me, and it's not a real liminal space story, but I definitely remember like certain areas in the Desert Sky Mall. I would not walk down that way because just simply looking at the way that it was lit, it was just like it was lit, dude. Looking at
It was a
the way
no-go.
it looks, just causing my eyes just physical pain. I would avoid it. And it's weird that we would avoid things that just make us like a little bit uncomfy, even if it means to just look at it, you know? It's weird, right?
Crazy.
It's just I don't understand. I don't
Absolutely.
I mean,
understand.
Absolutely.
on the creepypasta end of that, like I hate looking at the Ben Drown statue because that shit freaks me the fuck out. I mean,
I do too.
the memories
Same
it brings
here.
back. Same with thing with Slender Man. I hate looking at his fucking face. I do. The shit just
I
freaks me
just don't
out way
like
too much.
the edits of the extremely exposed photos, or I guess the you know when people like
The hyper realistic.
no, oh, no, no, not that. Oh God, I hated that. Not that. Just like when they take any photo and they just do like they just make it look weird. Like the one that I just posted. Like,
Oh
Oh,
yeah, like the heavily. It's essentially like if gain was an image. Like if you
yeah,
could gain on your
yeah.
mic, but
like
in an
Well,
image
it's
that.
like
form.
High
That's
the
contrast.
disgusting.
like the Incredibles meme where it's like, oh, when you know, or it's just like when you don't know, or whatever. Yeah, like I get what you mean.
Yeah, or it's like from the book, and when your teacher
Yeah,
scans in the
yeah,
book,
that
and it's just like a really dark photo of mitochondria.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
That,
that
yeah,
that
it's
level.
literally that.
It's creepy.
Just
Oh,
Yeah,
gross.
actually.
mitochondria is
It's
fucking terrifying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
Ooh,
I
osmosis.
oh yeah. I I I really enjoyed those.
I
I really
go
enjoyed
ahead.
this. The creepypastas back in the day is just
I
like
have
there was even one of them I read back in the day was rather like what is really cheesy nowadays, but really like kind of like got me as a kid was I think this is kind of like the last one I'll say, but there was one where this guy um he didn't really I don't he just kind of like delved himself into madness about this because it was all like very coincidental, quote unquote. But he was hanging out with his friends and stuff when he was like 12 years old, and he was jokingly they started wanting to play like I don't remember, they were playing like a Call of Duty or something, and he jokingly um to his friend, because they were playing on like a balcony or something. I can't, this is a very very rough retelling, but basically he's playing with this friend, and he's like, he gets some final kill in Call of Duty or something, and he goes and he jokingly like takes a finger gun. He makes a finger gun, points at his friend, and goes, "Haha, bang! I just did this to you, bang!" And the kid fucking explodes. His friend just completely, like, his
Oh,
head gets blown off clean, and of course he's very traumatized. He has no idea what happened, and the cause of death was a stray bullet like fired from like they basically tried to say like a stray bullet fired from a neighborhood just shot the kid out of nowhere. It was just a freak accident. Later on, he's like, something happened. He was like drunk or something. He's like 21, and he's pissed off at some guy in a bar or something like that, and he kind of just like he's pissed off at the guy, so he just kind of visualizes. He just kind of takes his gun. He's like, he just remembers what happened. He's like, ha. He's like, fuck you, bitch, and he just kind of does it, and the guy fucking explodes. Like it was
oh
this
my
really
God, I hate
disgusting
it.
detail of like describing how this guy. So basically, this guy doesn't even realize it, but like he doesn't realize it the second time, but like he kind of realizes like his finger gun is like a literal gun, but
They
like
also call
very,
him
very
finger bang.
yeah. Oh my god, Jesus
No,
Christ.
no one calls him that. No one
That was
calls him
his
that.
gamer tag.
Yeah, right.
His gamer
He
tag
like
was finger bang.
essentially what ends up happening is he gets really, really like I think he delves into like just insanity basically because he's
So
just
he has
so like
superpowers,
well
basically.
yeah, but he's like
In a good
having like
way.
this sort of like mental breakdown about it, and he ends up like killing himself. He
With
just
his
like
own finger guns?
he like kind of like describes yeah, it's so
Yo,
cheesy nowadays, but like
boom.
you just kind of like imagine like he's basically just like he kills someone else. I remember he very specifically he kills someone else in the story, and then he just kind of like just turns into himself and just goes bang, and that was just the end of the story. And it was just like wow, like holy fuck. I remember that like really freaking me out as a kid
That's
because
crazy.
it was like what the fuck, like damn, that
Fuck
dude has
finger
like IRL. I mean, it's like the whole thing as a kid. You're just like damn, like he had real finger guns. Isn't
Okay,
that
you
crazy?
know
Like
what's funny?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not funny, or is it like related to creepypasta? But that just gave me the same vibe. Um, I'm gonna bring up Sword Art Online, but not that one, the
Okay.
gun game one. Where like the
Not
other
that
the
one.
secondary lead character, the girl who's like the sniper, and like the do we know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Well, she has
Yeah, it's in gun.
sh-
It's
sh-
gun game online.
yeah,
Gun game.
something like that. Gun
Sorry.
game on
Genshin
Jar
Genshin
Jar
Impact.
Impact.
Binks.
So, but the thing is she plays that sniper game to cope with a murder that she actually did before. It wasn't murder. There was like a robbery, and the guy had a gun, and he was gonna hurt her mom there at the bank that she was at or whatever.
mm-hmm.
And then he dropped the gun, and she picked it up, and she shot him in the face.
Mm.
And she was just doing it to practice. She didn't. I mean, she didn't get in trouble, but now she's like haunted by guns. But the way that she copes with it is being this badass sniper in the gun game in VR. So I guess I don't know how that's a coping, but it is. But like if she sees guns in real life, she like gets really sick. That's what it
Huh.
reminded. Like that was what reminded me of that because it was just so like I don't know. Oh, it's like creepy. It's haunting. They
Right.
even like animated that part where she shoots the guy in his face, and I'm just like, Jesus,
Jesus Christ.
crazy shit. That whole
Oh yeah.
season is scary. Scary
That's
thing.
very
So the
interesting.
second season's ass.
Can I?
Just saying.
Second season's ass.
Second season's out. Oh my God. Oh wait, are we
Ozzy not being
referring
a fucking
to?
pansy.
Being a bird. She's a bird.
Oh, that's not second season
Oh,
though. That's the
second
first
arc of the
season.
first season, whatever.
Oh, so second
Yeah,
season is
yeah,
Gun Game.
yeah.
Which
yes.
is also spooky because I don't want to spoil. If you haven't seen
Don't
it,
spoil. I
don't
haven't
watch
seen it. Just kidding. I don't have any interest in Sword Art Online.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
I'll just say it. It's
Yeah,
pretty
you don't need
cool.
to.
I like this one better because there's this other guy in the game. Like he was like the Kylo Ren of this game. Like everyone just didn't fuck with this person. He would kill people, but they figured out like again, even though they fixed the system or whatever, anytime
Spoilers.
he killed someone, spoiler, anytime he killed someone, they died in real life again. And they're like,
Oh,
what the fuck? I thought this is all fixed. But the
classic.
thing was, is he had a double. He was playing in the game. He would find everything out about like this person that he was gonna kill in game, and then his double in real life would kill the person or like figure out where they lived and killed the person while they were playing.
Third season is so much better.
You know what's
Second
so
season, whatever.
funny
Third
about that
season's great.
too? Like the Sword Art Online concept, there's actually like I mean there's obviously there's like Ready Player One and stuff, but
Right.
you guys know the guy who made Maze Runner? It's so off topic, by the way. The guy who made Maze Runner, James Dashner, I think is who it is.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
motherfucker
Yeah.
before Maze Runner has got to be the biggest copycat I've ever seen in my fucking life. Because he made a book that called The Eye of Minds that was a direct like rip of Sword Art Online's like story with like Ready Player One's like concept. Like basically like the two of them put together with zero originality. I remember reading it and getting really pissed off because everybody was kind of just like, "Yo, this is like the Sword Art Online, like
The
I guess
same
like the
bit.
manga or whatever, like because there's a manga of it, right? Like
Yeah,
whatever.
there always
There's
is.
a just
Yeah.
there always is,
probably.
right?
There always
Anyways, like
is.
or whatever it was, like he basically like directly ripped the like a lot of the Sword Art Online story and stuff. And I remember reading it, and I've never seen Sword Art Online, so I don't know how to validify that. But holy fucking shit, it is just a terrible fucking book. Never read it.
I mean, it's not an original concept because that whole trope of going to an unknown world and it affecting your actual stuff,
Right.
that's been a thing for several decades. So like it's not like a completely original topic, but also the people
Oh,
have done
for
it
sure,
better,
for sure.
Um would I be able to leave us with one last creepypasta that might lead into the subliminal or the liminal spaces? Subliminal
Oh, yeah.
spaces, you don't know you're there.
Where am I? Yeah, of course.
So there was one more that I heard in like I was listening to like a spooky podcast on the way home. I forget the podcast, but if I find it again, I'll link them because it was really good. But it was a guy, he made a video about um the stairs in the woods. Have you guys heard about that
Yeah,
story?
yep.
Yeah, definitely
Scary.
been
Maevaald, you
there.
heard of those? You ever seen those images?
I've been there. Yeah, the images are terrifying, but it's also like
it's not real, is it?
it's
Obviously, it's
strangely
not real.
it's strangely ethereal. Well, there's a couple in Ireland that actually exist like that. So anyway, what it looks like, just for description's sake, and I'll put some photos in the podcast as well. Or I guess Lumi will because she's editing this week.
Fuck.
What? Take note, idiot. Um, Basically what they look like is like just a regular staircase from like an office building or from a home that has like carpet on it. Sometimes they'll be spinny, sometimes they'll be metal, but they look like regular architecturally sound staircases in the middle of the woods. And if you get near them or close to them, it's like you get weird feelings. It's kind of strange. But the thing is, seeing photos of them, they look too real. Like they look like you've seen them before. You know what I mean? But the story that they were referring to was like a bunch of park rangers who kept they had missing people reports. And I don't know how real that is, and I know there's been a lot of missing people reports happening in national parks recently, so I don't want to like I don't mean to trigger anything like that, and there'll be a trigger warning on this video entirely, where essentially like um there's a lot of missing people, and if the park ranger or like a new park ranger was learning how to do his job, and they say if you see the stairs in the woods, don't go near
Just
it, like
act
don't
like
go
it's
to
not
it.
there. These are normal.
Act like I said, don't bring it
Don't
up.
look at it.
Right. And he's like, and when they hired a new person, they were like, do not tell them about the stairs. And if they see it, don't even acknowledge that they saw it. Like gaslight them into believing they didn't see it. Because if you go near them, nobody knows what happens when you go up to the top of them.
I'd be the first
So
motherfucker to run up there.
Me too.
I know you would, which is why I'm not taking you to the woods. I'm just kidding. We love the woods. What a fun podcast today was. Get us genuinely spooked.
It is spooky month. Just kidding. They're real. They're 100% real.
Real.
You know, some things I can't differentiate if they're real or not, you know?
Yeah. Just like our sponsors. Thank you so much, Taco Bell, and who else
New
sponsored
World.
the podcast?
New World.
No,
And
yes,
Ben
New
from
World.
Ben
Thanks, New
Drowned,
World,
of
for
course.
sponsoring. Specifically, Ben the Ghost from Ben
And how
Drowned
could we
and
forget
Paquito.
Maevaald?
Thank
Thank
you
you for
guys so
sponsoring this podcast, Maevaald. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Hold
Maevaald
on,
giving us
what?
great content.
Yes, use
Hang
code
on.
Maevaald for 10% off your purchase of a Maybear plushie.
Yeah.
That's right, those are real now.
Yeah, but
Wait,
the
can
thing
I have
is,
one?
we're not going to tell you how to
Yes,
spell
but
Maevaald.
you won't actually know about the website.
And it only works in the month of May.
Yep. And
Uh-huh.
also only works if you own a
God
bear.
damn it.
Sorry. So
Yeah, sorry. What a fun podcast. This is a lot of fun. Let's do a good old roundabout checkout and we'll say goodbye to our friends.
We're going backwards. Taxi start.
Oh, we're going backwards. Okay, Tex, it's me. I'm high comfortable, high energy level. I'm really happy we did this. This is so much fun. I'm so excited for the
Me
rest of Spooky
too.
Month.
up.
Me. Hi,
Go,
hi.
Lumi.
I'm still high. No, I'm sorry. I'm still high energy, high comfortability. I'm not high. I'm not inebriated.
Unless
Locke.
Unless.
Oh, and unless
You know what? High energy, medium comfortability.
I'll
Medium
take it.
comfortability. There you go. Let me not slur. Don't know I'm drinking. I'm
Medium
kidding.
comfortability. Maybell?
I think I'm the same. Low, medium, and medium.
Not bad, not bad.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it my turn? Oh, well. I tell you what. I'm still feeling high energy, but I'd say my comfortability is now better. So I'd say high.
Hell yeah.
A little more settled.
Yay! I'm
A little more
excited to
settled.
hear that. What a fun time. And if you guys really enjoyed the spooky podcast, there's more to come. We got a couple more weeks of spooky season left. So tune in. I think the next ones we're gonna do are
Here
like,
before Christmas.
you know, conspiracy theory, Nightmare Before Christmas. We're gonna watch the whole movie, but not have the sound on so y'all can see our reactions to an audio podcast. Totally kidding. We're gonna do like conspiracy theories and even our personal own stories. If you want
Ghost
to like check into
stories.
that, I got a liminal space. We got some ghost stories. Um, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So definitely check out the rest of Spooky Month. And if this is the other parts of the year, fuck it. Sometimes we need a
Sometimes
little
it's
spook.
I like the
Get a little
spook.
spook in your life.
It reminds me that I'm alive.
I like the spook.
spook.
It reminds me that we
Mhm.
exist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Lots of fun.
Yup.
Goodbye.
See you later, motherfuckers.
Bye.
Bye,
I
have
didn't
a
have
good
anything
night.
else to add to that.
Goodbye. Have a good night.
Have a
Try
good
Yup.
not to be
night.
spooked.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, day, afternoon, whatever the fuck.
See you next time.